What's going on, guys?
Hello, hello. How's everyone doing?
Okay, we did it.
Okay, we got Rainbow Mess, Jillian, Catherine.
What's going on, everybody?
See, Matt Z, Cool Dog Love, Viral Beats. What is up?
Viral beats. What's going on?
Can everybody just appreciate Steven's shirt right now?
Amazing.
I love it. That
Huh?
looks good.
Thank you very much.
Mhm.
Um, reminder everyone during the intro, run it at 2x speed so you'll be as close to sync live as you think. Very nice.
Nice.
Um, Random, I'm sorry. The question of the day will not import into StreamYard, but the question of the day, I'm sorry, is um, it is what's keeping you from releasing music? That's the cue of the day, everyone. So I'd like to know in the chat what is keeping you from releasing music. Autumn, you're first. Tell us and you can't use you know who.
No, I'm not gonna use. Not gonna use the little baby guard. Um, Honestly, it's just been it just hasn't been a priority. That's like really the biggest thing.
100%
But
understand.
here's the thing, it's like I'm still making music, but I just haven't been releasing it. You know what I mean? I have a lot of, I guess you could call it like demos and stuff. They're not released, they're not like mixed and mastered, but I don't know, I just haven't been releasing it. I that's the honest truth. I haven't been prioritizing it, and I was actually thinking about it today. There was this video that I saw, and it was the title was "Why are you postponing yourself?"
Hmm.
It was really interesting, and then it talked about how like throughout your day or your life you prioritize all these things, and but usually the thing that you really want to do is at the bottom of the list for whatever reason. And I kind of it resonated with me because I was thinking, man, I've been putting all these other things as priority. Maybe I should switch it up and put the thing that I maybe the second thing that I really want to focus on, like at the top of the list, you know.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, like forget laundry, you guys, forget dishes.
Yeah, you know what? Live in a gutter.
As long as you're releasing music, just live off of McDonald's all day.
Exactly. I like this. It's funny. Uh, Capitalism. That's why. I
Ooh.
mean, hey, we're all in the system, right? I've had some extra time recently, so maybe 2 weeks away I will release an album because I had so much time.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Dude, that's awesome.
So that's why I asked, because I was like, man, last year Autumn was here for my unpeaceful time. Zero music. Well, I released music actually, but it was sort of this. It's like a ramping and a thing. But anyways, yes, you know, Julie says because it's not ready. Damn it.
That's always the biggest thing that holds people back. And we always wanted it to be just like it's ready or perfect. And uh it's so hard to feel when it is or to
Um,
feel like it is. Sometimes I've recently just been striving for a good enough.
yeah, honestly, I think that that's as far as most of us probably should go because we don't have a label telling us this is good enough or this isn't good. You know we listen to songs we like. We try to sort of mimic those types of mixes or that type of production quality, right? But it's just
Mhm.
us. I will say, it. Autumn and I have a song that's for the most part done. I might remix it because
Okay.
I just feel like I might do it again.
And if I need to
Right?
re-record some vocals, that's okay too.
I
Just
mean,
saying.
everything's for the most part really, really. I'm just trying to think. Should I roll it into the album or should I make it just a random single? I don't know.
That's totally up to you. That is totally up to you.
I
If you
just,
need anything from me, like any re-recorded vocals, because I know there's like some mumbling in there that you kept. So whatever you want to do.
I'm already going to ask you for another favor. So,
Oh, okay. Sounds good.
you know, uh, well, let's see. So, Catherine says, honestly, it's time. I have 10 albums of music representing a traumatic period of life, and new material is free of that trauma. But I'm just now feeling comfortable sharing my creative self again. Wow. That's
Wow.
crazy. Catherine, you brought, and we haven't done that in a while, but Catherine, you've always brought very interesting tracks to the track sharing, community, I don't know, streams, I guess we'll call them or whatever. So, I think it's really tough, um, especially if you're emotionally connected. I hate to say this, but the less emotionally connected you are to music, the easier it is to release, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so definitely can understand that. Raymond says, I've actually written more music than I had in my life in the last 6 months, but I have had no time to polish anything. Yeah, I honestly, the polishing can become that becomes the laborious part, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I mixed it, but you spend like hours. It's not, I'm not saying it's not fun to mix and stuff, but I don't find the technical part as fun because I'm not a
Is
professional mixer.
it's not as fun, especially when you get to the point where you're making the tweaks that no one's gonna notice. You know, like you you turn down the volume of like the freaking snare just like the
Yeah,
littlest bit. No one notices it. Like these little tweaks. You fade out like you know, like the end of the vocal. You fade out like the a little s at the end. Like
honestly, the turning down of things is like, it's just like, I listened to albums recently. I was just listening the other day to, or last night, I was listening to You're Dead by Stream Friend, Flying Lotus, not really, but Flying Lotus, You're Dead. And listening to the album, to me,
mm-hmm.
that album is like the best, like, I don't even know what you call experimental progressive jazz album ever. I mean, it's just the greatest. But I think the mix sounds horrible. I think it just
Mm-hmm.
sounds like a horrible mix. So I think it's tough because we sit there and the music might feel good, but then the mix doesn't feel good. So we think we need to improve all kinds of stuff when it's just like, it's never going to be, there is no standard, right? Like the
Mm-hmm.
quality, the subjective quality is just, do, is it a bop? Are these melodies catchy? Do I like that? Am I connecting with it? And then, but we get so wrapped up in,
And no, I agree with you. That is actually what's important. Do I like this? Do I like this?
yeah,
Because that's ultimately what the listener is going to care about. They're not going to think like, "Oh, this mix isn't as, you know, good as this other mix." Like, I mean, I can speak for myself. There's music that I listen to from that's like old music that is mixed horribly.
hmm
Sheesh, there's some music that I listen to from Kurt Cobain that it's just like audio tracks that he recorded, like just like really crappy like audio recordings, but I'm listening to it because that's all I have and it sounds so good to me.
yeah. I think there's so many great albums that just, like Elephant from White Stripes or Get Behind Me Satan from White Stripes. I don't think those albums sound good, but
Mhm.
it just has, it has the vibe. And I guess maybe if we could all sit back and say like, this is the vibe, like, just accept that, like, it's not perfection, it's a
Mhm.
vibe, and that's where you were at during the creation or whatever. Did you know, Autumn? I saw this the other day. Lil Jon released a guided meditation album like 2 3 months ago. Did you know this?
I feel like did you talk about this
I may have.
before?
I posted on Twitter that he I posted Andre 3000 released a flute album and
I remember
Lil
that.
Jon released a meditation album, all like within the same like 12-month period.
That's kind of cool. I wonder why he did that. Like why
It's
Lil Jon did the guided meditation thing. You just I want
I
to listen to it now.
I fully expected to, I said, "Oh, it's kind of like a gag album, right? Guided meditation." He's like yogaing on the cover. Oh no. it's actually guided meditation, like 14 tracks of guided
Oh,
meditation. Like you think it's not going to be, but it is. So it's like
that's interesting. I want to listen to it now.
I saw it because it was on his YouTube channel, and I was watching him produce another song. Um, which yeah, Lil Jon's a good producer. He knows put talented people in a room, and you're gonna get something good. So
Okay. Very cool.
exactly.
Okay.
Uh yeah. Lil Jon, I think Lil Jon's on that spiritual journey right now. So
Spiritual journey. When you say spiritual, do you mean like he's
I mean he's still producing the music, but I mean it seems like he's not like crazy partying like he used to. She's like
right? He's
chill.
going.
It's like 50,
Okay.
you know, what's he gonna do?
Trying to get more deep.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Well, it's time, Autumn, of course, for
Around the web, the interwebs, you guys. We've got some really exciting stuff for you. Steven,
oh, yeah.
are you ready for this?
Well, first and foremost, Around the Web this week is brought to you by I don't know, some synth that people are raking Sarah Bell Reed over the coals for. So I talked to Matt Z in the chat about this. Um, you know, here we go. Ready? The Von Gone replay. I don't know why it's loading. It shouldn't be in a loading state.
Wel-
Um,
welcome to Papa.
so these let's go. What's up, to Papa? What's going on? Welcome. So this is the Von Gone replay. It's a virtual analog synthesizer. I thought this was the best demo. I like Sarah as a person, but it's hard, I think, sometimes to really communicate her style of avant-garde synthesis music. So we're just gonna listen. This is the Von Gone replay, and I like this video. So this is part of the Around the Web.
Hi everybody. I'm going to switch this arpeggiator to latch mode because I'm not good enough at playing music to play chords and speak at the same time. But hello. This is Replay. It's a synthesizer made by Von Gone, who you may know from their excellent pedals, such as the Ultra Shear, which we're featuring here today, which I've had for a long time. It's one of my favorite reverbs. The Polyphrase is a great delay they make. They've got a filter pedal. They've got an attack release collaboration. It's a great outfit. Everything they make is wonderful, and the Replay is their newest edition and follows their heritage of beautiful design and great sound.
Who likes the sound and who likes the design? Is this uh clean? Autumn, what do you think? There is white text on this. You probably can't see it.
I can't see it. Can you blow it up a little bit or no?
Let's see.
Yeah.
Is that bigger? Did it get larger? But yeah, there is text on this.
Okay, can the chat see it? I can't see the text at all. Because I was gonna say that because there is no text, that it looks confusing, but obviously there is text. I just can't see it. It looks cool. I like the design. It's very clean. It's very like different. It kind of reminds me of like something that I would maybe find at a, I don't know, like something. Do you remember those like recorders in school? Like how they were like that color.
Yeah. Yeah, it reminds me of like something I used to have in like the 90s, the late
Yeah,
90s. I don't know what it
exactly.
is. Some weird it it's got I don't know what it is. Maybe there's a design philosophy. You know, designers know all kinds of stuff. I bet they could be like, oh yeah, this is like late 80s. You know,
Yeah, a designer will probably know, like, all the, like, where the knobs, like, this is like an 80s thing or whatever, but it does look like something that is a little, like, inspired by more, like, I don't want to say vintage, but kind of.
Madsy
What?
has one. He showed me today. Unfortunately, Madsy had a little issue, and it a brokey. It a
It
broke.
broke?
I didn't even know he could get it. Matsy's got that ultimate. He's got the ultimate hookup. But yeah, I said the port it like ripped out. So
Hmm. Well, that stinks. I do like the sounds. Okay. Tu papa says old Apple computer like.
uh,
I could kind of see that. Just it just has, like, it looks like something that was created,
nope,
not
nopia,
today.
nopia. What's a nopia? Let me look at that. What's a nopia?
With that said, I think it sounds really
Oh
cool.
yeah, yeah. Okay, I see that nopia. There, yeah. I don't even know what design this is, but yes, it looks like a nopia for sure. All right.
Cool.
Well,
Yeah.
we may talk about this. This could be if Matt Z's experience is more uh, like everyone's experience. We get to have a full stream talking about how terrible something is.
Oh.
But I didn't watch anything enough. But I thought it
Yeah.
was cool. But people were not liking the people. It's $1,000 basically. Autumn
Oh, $1,000. Okay, I didn't know that.
people not liking this.
Huh.
Were not liking it at all. They were like, "Oh, another YouTube synth for YouTubers." Like, I'm like, I don't know. So Nazi says it's going back to the store tomorrow.
Wow. Well, at least you can get your money back. I didn't know it was $1,000. That's quite a bit. That is quite a bit.
Yeah, it is not cheap. But next I chose a ambient modular thing, and I listened to a little bit, and this will be a little John meditation type track. Breathe in, so that's the whole thing. Okay.
Nice. I'm curious, chat, are you guys getting good audio? on your
Yeah.
end through the stream?
I mean, I checked it. That's why I was like, yeah, I checked it.
Okay.
And he's got that beam me up Scotty sound.
Nice. Yeah, it's
Got that Star Trek beam me up Scotty sound.
it's something you might have to actually go to the video and check out so you could get the, better audio, because I think through the stream the audio gets a little funky. But cool stuff. I like the angle that he's filming from. It looks interesting. I feel like it almost looks like he's working on a spaceship or something, but it's music.
We'll figure it out.
I dig it.
I think me and Matt Z's been the king of stream audio. So Matt Z we will test it together. I think it's weird. Some people have good audio, some people don't. It's very interesting. It's very interesting. So it's time to speak about Autumn's favorite company in the world.
My favorite company in the world.
Moog.
There you go, guys. That is why I own every piece of their gear.
Look at this sign. How do y'all feel about this? You ready to rent this?
Oh my goodness.
It's ready. It's ready to rent.
Oh my gosh.
Contact Jim Davis if you guys if we all go in together, okay? How many people are in the stream right now? 66 it says. I don't know if that's true, but if there were 66 people, if we all go in together, we can afford to get the Moog building.
Yes, there you go, you guys. And then we can change it into something else. What would we name it?
Goom.
Moog.
Goom.
After Hours with Moog.
Woog. If we put upside down, maybe.
Oh, did you say Moog?
Woog. Woog. Woog.
Moog.
Turns into a W?
Yeah.
Oh,
Moving in my head. I like that.
So, I guess this was foreshadowed with many changes.
Moog Studios. Goombob. I like Goombob. Goombob. Okay, so we go in and we call it Goombob. I think Paul
heard this. I honestly am personally disappointed. I guess, this is one of those you never appreciated it till it was gone type of a thing. I always wanted to go to this place, right? But there was no other reason for me to go to Asheville. Where is it? North Carolina or something? Or South
Asheville,
Carolina?
yeah, not Nashville. Asheville.
Where is this? It's north or south. It's one of the Carolinas. I just don't remember which one. So yeah, closing up shop. They're moving to, I believe, a building in like downtown or something. Let's see.
Yeah, so Matt Z has said it perfectly. He says, "Hug your Asheville made Moogs a little tighter tonight, everyone." That needs to be a tweet.
So it's in North Carolina. So honestly, I've thought about attempting to do a video with Amos Gaines, because Amos was very much part of what I consider the Moog Renaissance period. What do y'all think? I know many people here own Moogs, or some people don't, or some people wish they did, or some people realize they've always been a very boutique almost type item. I only own one Moog, and I've only ever owned the like lower type Moogs. I mean, the subsequent 37 didn't used to be $2,000. Have you ever been to North Carolina?
No, I have not. Chat, have you guys ever been to North Carolina?
Has anyone been to this facility? To the Moog Asheville building? Yeah, Synthex says, "Hey all. Yeah, Amos left and the rest was history." Yeah, I talked to Amos in at the in Chicago at the Synth. What the heck was that? I don't remember. Something I went to, and so yeah, I don't know. This is not surprising. But I'm really wondering what's next. Um, this facility used to be a big studio
Mm-hmm.
where they would shoot like those Moog sound stage things. You remember those, Autumn?
Where they would shoot all the videos.
They do like they used to do so much. There was like a very good period for Moog, and it's kind of like it's just so different. Like every day on the Moog channel, there used to be like live streams of like them building synthesizers. Not saying that's the most interesting thing in the world, but I'm saying they were very much open in a lot of ways, even though behind the scenes, I guess that wasn't the case.
Right, I get you. So, but that there is an appreciation to be had for just transparency at all.
Yeah, and then they went through the anti-union phase.
Yep.
There was a big issue with that. Yeah, I don't know if Amos would come on. I mean, I don't think I don't think at this point me being I'm very like I'm not disloyal, but I mean it's just a company. Moog is a nice has some nice people who work there, but they've never necessarily um well, I don't know. I'm in a Moog book, so I mean I don't know if I want to be like I'd like to be in the continued reprints of this book. So anyway, I just think like it's unfortunate because I never got to go to this building and I won't be able to go probably before it's all said and done. Um,
Okay, well, you guys, we gotta make a trip.
if everyone pays for,
Pay for Steven's ticket to go, you guys.
yeah. What's up, Synthetic, by the way? Yeah. So sad day, sad week. But I think it's more. We should be more sad for the actual people. There were many people who were impacted by these changes. Many people who worked at Moog for decades, and they're no longer going to be able to work here.
I'm not laughing at what Steven's saying. I'm laughing at Mad Z saying, "Does Affirm do plane tickets too?"
I don't know. Seems that feels more like a Klarna type thing. X101 says, "Have they showed the new building? Are they still putting synths together, or is it just an office?" Honestly, it sounded like it was an office because they said they're like going to be on like one floor of a building in like Weaverville. So it's kind of like, it's so hilarious. Yeah, Hill Blocks. I was like over here, like, dude, y'all got enough banner ads over here.
I know. I mean, shout out to Sound Toys. I love their stuff, but it is that is a lot of a.
I kind of like just accept it at this point. Like, I feel like people complain about ads and things, and like I almost like have to like have tunnel vision to block it out because there's just so many, right? Hopefully this Synthopia is making good money because you literally got
they really stick out like a sore thumb. Like it is the biggest text on that website is Decapitator.
Article this small, ads this giant.
Yeah.
It is what it is. What's up, Vodafone? What's going on? I've been able to obtain this, but do we know if people were let go, or are they just moving locations? I think the people were already let go, and this is now the move. So everything's sort of probably been processed with the employees that needed to be cut and whatnot. So yeah, unfortunately. LinkedIn informed me that I apparently now have one prior coworker working at a farm.
Really?
Let me get that 0%, 12 months.
0%.
So yeah.
You go ahead.
We can't go here, Autumn.
I know. We were planning a trip there, you guys, and now we can't go. It was going to be our first after hours stream, travel stream.
I'm not gonna lie. This lease sign is so freaking sorry. Like so sad. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's not as if Moog is going away. It's still a company, So that's why it's just so unfortunate because like, you know, like
Now it's gonna be
just
made
it's
in
just real estate.
yeah.
I guess it also makes a very good point. They didn't own the building
Huh. And how long have they been in that building?
forever.
Dang, so they probably could have afforded it way back in the day, but well, maybe they could have afforded it now too. But it seems as though it would have made sense for them to buy it a long time ago and then just sell it.
Well, a lot of the union people who wanted to have fair wages would have probably said, there
Oh,
seems to be a lot of non, mm, lot of unfortunate happenings
true,
on many
true.
levels. So, but Moog is still wonderful, and shout out to all of Bob's wonderful things. Even though there's no more building, I love brick too, so that's why I like the building probably so much. It's like a beautiful brick building. I just love brick.
Surprised you're not in New York, man.
Ugh, if I could have an apartment with one brick wall, because I love that like kind
That
of design.
aesthetic,
Oh,
yeah.
ugh, it would kill. And the brick wall would be facing all of my stupid neighbors. That's what it is.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so next story. It'll be
Yeah.
short because there's not much to cover because I don't have one and Autumn doesn't have one and I don't think either of us will have one. But
Right.
this week, Teenage Engineering released a little sample tool.
Yes, you guys remember we talked about this. It looks like somebody said, what did we say it looked like? It looked like a calculator or a
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. It's out now. And you can get this free web browser. That's what this sample tool is. So there's not really anything to show, but here's a photo of what it would be like. So you can put your samples and stuff onto the the KO2 via a free web browser app. And I think that that's pretty cool. It looks clean, but I also wanted to point out, I think the price went up. I didn't remember it being $320. So is this like more now?
Wait, how much is it now?
It says $319 American.
Okay.
$320. I thought it was like $2. Someone needs to give an update in the chat. Chat is very educated on.
It is definitely I like the look. I know I said it looked like a calculator, but I said this last stream too that we talked about this. I think it looks cool. I mean, if you're in school, you guys, if anyone's in school, you could literally bring that to your math class and pretend that you're listening, but you're really just making some beats.
It's like the calculator for my dad, like trying to look at the numbers.
Yeah, it's a conversation starter. You look at that and you're like, okay, what is this?
The thing is, I would 100% be down with it if I needed this, but I thought so hard about buying it when I had the chance, and now I'm just like, I don't get what I would be gaining from.
Right, yeah.
So I will not buy it, and I will never wear red leather gloves and touch it.
Red leather glove. Is that like Ronald McDonald holding that, or what is that? Like, why?
No, actually, it's supposed to be Muhammad Ali. Technically, that's.
Oh, it is. Oh, okay, my bad. Oh, yeah, like the boxing gloves. Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So, anyways, does anyone in the chat have a KO2? Press the letters K and O in the chat. Type the letters K and O.
Oh yeah, duh, that makes sense. Boxing gloves, K&O. Oh my gosh, yeah.
Please use your dialing wand and press K and then O.
Okay.
On your Destructo. What's going on? Good to see you.
Destructo.
Destructo always chilling behind the scenes.
Yeah, he is. We appreciate the lurkers.
Wow! Look at Julie and O.
And O. Oh my goodness.
Synthetic will get one eventually.
Okay.
You know what? I never noticed that your picture is a Roland V synth. Very classy of you, good sir. Very classy of you. Well, anyways, if you didn't know, now you know. Wonderful.
Very
Next,
cool tool.
I wanted to. I feel like every stream I bring up something that I don't own, but I should like talk about, and it'd be a conversation piece with Autumn about like, do we like things that are old but could be very good, and it's just things we probably won't own, but might as well talk about.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
I don't know how to. Autumn can suggest things in future streams because there might be things we talk about, but just like a piece of gear, because there's not always something new coming out, so we can talk about old stuff.
No, that's great.
Yeah,
Let's
this
talk
is
about the
old.
old stuff.
It's a drum machine, Autumn. It's called the Alpha Bass.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's from a company. So I'm gonna just okay. So I'm gonna show this because I'm actually using it right now. I know everyone's
Wow.
gonna be so no, not this. Everyone's gonna be surprised. I plugged in my T resonator. It has new life, everyone. I used it on a song today.
Nice.
So Jomox T resonator has new life. Oh, also, I procured something quickly. So I got the Waldorf M.
Okay.
It is way bigger and way heavier than I expected, and I kind of don't like that. I thought it was going to be smaller. It's not bad, but it's so big. And
have you had a chance to mess with it yet?
No, because I don't know where I'm supposed to like put it that I can like plug it in and play it. I guess I'll just have to put a table up or something because I don't have room. I thought it was smaller.
Ooh, Richard C. I just got a Tempest. That is awesome.
Wow.
That is
That's
so
the
cool.
greatest.
Yeah. That's solid.
That's an amazing thing to get.
It is.
Thankfully, I have one and it's amazing.
I would want that. I think that would be something that I would want after the Microkorg. If I had to want another synth, if I had to get another synth, that would be it.
It's a beast.
Wow.
But here's the Jomox. And we're just going to play this. I watched a little bit of this, and I think this is like a nice little demo. But I really love the sound. So let's hear the Jomox.
Welcome! Today I'm going to do a review about the Jomox Alpha Bass, and this has to be one of the most requested reviews on my channel so far since I did my studio tour.
I like Fable though, also very good person. The way he says Jomox is just so much better than
nice.
Review
a
Jomox.
I love his background too. He's got his set design down. Like, I love that.
Very clean. So it's an analog drum machine.
Shaped. It's not the same. You know, when you have a digital.
There we go. Little outro. I just think the drum sounds so crisp, so clean.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Okay, so here was my thought, Autumn. Like, I don't need this, And I also feel like I shouldn't want this because I kind of feel like I have a Tempest, and a Tempest is even deeper than this drum machine. So like I could just make all these sounds on the Tempest, but it's just so much harder. And
Right.
am I that lazy, that
Mhm.
you know, I would am I so lazy that I would buy $1,000 thing to just do the thing I'm too lazy to do?
Oh, okay. I mean, when you put it that way, because before you said $1,000, I was gonna say there's something to be said about getting things that make the music making process more frictionless. But $1,000 is quite a bit, so I would say, personally, I would say no. But to each their own. If $1,000 is nothing to you,
Oh,
then yeah,
definitely.
sure. You know.
Okay, it's also not $1,000. It's like $2,000, I think. But I could
Oh,
get
I
one for
mean,
$1,000.
that doesn't make it better. It just doesn't make it better. So
You could get one for
it sounds amazing. It sounds really good, for sure.
Synthexis. Not lazy, just more gas. I feel like I haven't had real gas in a long time, but I did mid pandemic or after pandemic or whatever. There was a moment. Catherine can attest to this. Someone in the chat ruined my life by saying something about it. Um, yeah, what's going on, Lacuna Sunrise? Best sounding drum machine in my opinion after the Tans Bar Mark One. Um, I Does anyone have a Jomox Alpha Bass Destructo? I know you probably do.
Julian says I was about to run $1,000 through a firm, but now
Ugh,
you're telling me it's twice that. Okay, clearly you were not about to do that, but yeah.
see, Destructo's got everything. Um, Man, I just feel like everything is like a work sort of. It's everything is a problem because it takes work to get good at it, right? And like I'm good at the Tempest, but the Tempest it still doesn't mean it's easy. It's still hard. So I keep thinking like I would just use the preset sounds, and I feel like I use so many preset sounds. Also, I want to point out I thought like so I don't know if I said it before, but like the Virus TI is God, that's such a usable synthesizer.
Hmm.
Not saying if I owned one synthesizer it'd be a Virus TI, but I just feel like the more you can the more something has in it, so you don't have to relearn a system every time, is just so awesome, right? Like, I don't know.
No, because that is again, that's friction when you have to relearn a whole thing
Yeah,
just to be able to use it.
yeah,
I'm realizing as a preset queen that good sound design capability means very, very little to me. I agree with that.
hmm
Yeah. I mean, to each their own, right? I definitely resonate with that for sure.
yeah. I think of it like this: they wanted to give me the sounds, right? Like that's the one thing I can never go against the Virus TI about. The thing has I feel like they've thought of every sound in the universe and put it in the TI. The thing has so many usable presets. I've been just pulling up like effects type patches, like weird sounding weirdo stuff, like patches and stuff. And it's like, oh, this is perfect for like kind of spaced out vibes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so, also, I mean, I can say this, but no, I'm not gonna say it. They're probably gonna watch this. So anyway, um, yeah, I'm not getting a Jomox Alpha Bass, but something I'd really like. So
It's really cool. So Alpha Base, please send it to Steven. Send it to him. Not saying he's
send
gonna
it
make a video on it,
to
but
me.
he might make a short. You never know.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely make something. This thing makes me feel like dancing. sounds just make you feel nice. It's a house. It's a house track. Just going. All right, last subject of the night, and this might be painful for some of you, but I've been slowly being overrun by Rick Beato content. He has like 3-4 channels now. He drops video on one of those channels every day.
Wow.
Or
Consistency.
whatever. Streaming, and there's just so many videos this man puts out. He was at NAMM 2024 this year, and I saw him. Thankfully, I don't know.
You swam away like a fish?
Yes.
Okay.
Like, I gotta get out of here. So let's watch this, and we'll have commentary in just a moment regarding Rick Beato. And we'll just, here's the title of this video is, oh wait, do I not have it up? Oh gosh. Come on. Okay, here we go. Sorry, everyone. The title of the video is Today's Lyrics Are Pathetically Bad. So we'll just listen to Rick Beato as, let's just call him as Old Man Yelling at Clouds. Here we go.
Hey everybody, I'm Rick Beato. So I've been thinking a lot about this lately. Do lyrics even matter? This is kind of a discussion I've had since the beginning of time. I listen to these pop songs, I do these countdowns, and especially lyrics today that I hear. And I was listening to this new Jack Harlow song. It's got 500 million plays. I don't know if you know, it's called Lovin' on Me. You guys are going to hate this, but just bear with me for a second here.
Okay, I'm going to mute it while I play it because I have too many copyright strikes already on this stream. So here it goes. And just look at Rick's face while he's listening to this.
I need to go back and watch this because I've probably heard the song, but it's not ringing a bell to me.
Shaking his head. Oh, horrible new music. Like,
crazy when people rhyme the same word every time. I mean, he says baby at the end of every line, but I don't like no whips and chains. You can't tie me down, but you can whip your lovin' on me, baby. Whip your lovin' on me, baby. I'm vanilla, baby. I don't like no whips and chains, blah, blah, blah. I'll choke you, but I ain't no killer, baby. She's 28 telling me I'm still a baby. I get love in Detroit like Skilla, baby. And then the thing about your boy is I don't like no whips and chains. And you can't tie me down. And then it goes on to say young Jackaa, a.k.a. Rico like Suave, young Enrique, speaking of a.k.a. she's an alpha. I'm moving around like I'm doing a rap or something there. These are god-awful lyrics. I'm sorry. You may think that they're great. I'm sure a lot of people do. 500 million people listened to this song and thought it was a great lyric. I'm an old guy yelling at clouds, I guess. But
thankfully he admitted in the video.
If I heard this when I was 15, I would think these are terrible lyrics too. It doesn't matter what year it is. Besides, it's all interpretation. So I was thinking to myself, there's songs out there like Across the Universe by the Beatles. John Lennon actually wrote this song.
All right. And then he goes into a whole spiel. I'll just mute it and play it. He goes into a spiel about how all of the old songs from the 70s were better and that Joni Mitchell is the greatest ever and every lyric she wrote was poetry and that, you know, and my thought is like, as a musician in general, right? Oh, geez. I can't not get an ad here, but that's fine. Well, we'll be back. Just a moment. All right. So it upsets me that, like, I know he's a talented person, but like music constantly changes and whatnot, right? I think to myself, like, what if I had Rick Beato listen to Knife Party, an album of Knife Party, right? What would he think, right? I feel like I constantly work to find the good in newer music. I was listening to, I listened to things from Tekashi 6ix9ine who was newer when he was freshing out, you know, with like Goomba and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm not like
Wow.
that's not my generation, but I'm listening
Right.
to like, you know, Takashi. Then I was listening to Lil Uzi Vert. I listened to, and I'm like, somebody was like saying like, so you've heard I just want to rock.
Hmm.
Okay, you know, it's like body yada yada. I just want to rock, rock,
Right.
rock. And I'm like, okay, it's the same thing over and over and over or whatever, but like it's the energy, right? People are catching a vibe from this.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, there's different reasons why people like there's different contexts in which you listen to music, right? So if you're at a party, you want the energy to be, you know, you don't care if the lyrics is just like, bounce with it, you know, whatever. Like
Exactly.
whatever type of thing. You don't care about the lyrics, you care about the energy. I think context and where the music is going matters. If you're at a wedding, then yeah, you're probably gonna care more about the lyrics and like in that sense, maybe more poetry or whatever. But I think context matters. He's saying there, you know, if his whole thing is music's not good nowadays or the lyrics nowadays are trash.
Essentially.
Um, well, it's just what is the measurement? I guess if it's more
The Rick
poetry,
Beato, Joni Mitchell was the greatest poet ever.
I mean, you could make that argument that like the lyrics were more poetic, and you know, he could probably, I don't know, if he's comparing it to this specific song, he could probably win that argument with, you know, here's all these other songs that were more poetic than this song. But if the question is just generalizing all lyrics of today, like obviously that song is not all lyrics of today, if that makes sense.
I mean,
It might be all the popular music.
he obviously does go into different things here. You know, he's not just saying horrible things about every song, but it's just like my thought is like if the lyrics aren't crazy, what I call great, then it's the vibe, right? You know,
Yes, exactly.
you're clearly pointing out certain things, right? Nobody would really say Nirvana had the most amazing musicianship. There were some good musicians in Nirvana, but it's not like these are the highest high level, you know.
Exactly. There, like he wasn't the best guitarist out there,
No,
you know.
but he's putting across an emotion,
There
and
was a
that's
vibe
his
there.
talent.
Yeah, and even like some of those lyrics that Kurt Cobain wrote like in Nirvana, a lot of people are like, "What is that?" And he later admitted like he didn't always really write like things that made sense. It was more of like a sound, like this just sounded good with this word,
Hmm.
you know? So again, like you said, it's sometimes it's just the vibe.
It just seems so counterproductive to be a person who speaks about like, you know, I feel like this is why record producers of certain eras end up, you know, going away, right? Like, you know, Quincy Jones, obviously he's older or whatnot, you know, but and I would say Quincy Jones is probably one of the best people for saying, hey man, like it's just great music, man. I don't it's not my I don't maybe understand it intuitively, but it's just, you know, my time has passed on the pop scene or whatever, right? But like
Yeah.
Otto goes to this point of like it was better at some point, right? But then at the same time, Rick Beato has videos speaking about how the record industry in the 80s, 70s and 80s was like a total mafia basically. Like a total, you know, it was a horrible thing to like deal with because it was just so like um I don't know, you could call it like a walled garden type thing. Like he's just, you know, it was fenced off to anyone. I was tons of gatekeepers and he's just like, "Oh."
Right.
So I'm just like I don't know if it's just if that's if when you have a lot of people listening to you, you know, it becomes, well, I don't know. It's YouTube. So then again, I think like content is content, right? Like you're trying to just get a an
You're trying to get a click, right? I think Julian has said it best. Last thing I need is another person with a platform making definitive statements, and that's the important part. Definitive statements about how what he likes is best, and everyone else is wrong.
Yeah, look at the vitriol in his. He's so furious.
Like again, like Jack Harlow. I don't think Jack Harlow was trying to be a poet in that song. I
No.
don't think that was his goal. I don't, I haven't looked into Jack Harlow's like lyrics and like very deeply, but I'm that definitely probably was not his goal with that song. It was a vibe. So maybe if he compared it to another musician that is, popular in today's time, it would have a better.
Oh, gee. Sorry, I'm on a heavy
No worries.
heavy
Okay, so now he's gonna talk about Beyonce's Texas Hold'em. So I have heard that song. That's definitely a fun song. I don't think Beyonce was trying to be a poet in that song. You know what I mean?
no.
You can't compare that.
Yeah, comparing the 70s to today, I mean, probably the closest to a 70s type album that even got slightly popular is Andre 3000's Flute album. And you could say, oh, maybe that's some kind of a close to, I'm not saying it's the Dark Side of the Moon, but I'm saying it's an experimental type thing. I mean, that wasn't experimental for them. I'm just saying people nowadays, if you gave a kid Dark Side of the Moon, they're probably like, oh, this is like wacky space rock. That's what they think of it.
Right, exactly.
But I don't know. Catherine says this guy just loves to be being upset and talking to other upset divorced dads.
Oh my goodness.
Oh no, you about how
Catherine.
bad everything is.
It's not your fault. Your kids don't want to come over and listen to you play Kiss on a Bench. Catherine, you should be a comedian.
Oh
Dude,
God.
Steven couldn't even finish reading that.
Oh no! Oh my
Oh my
goodness!
goodness.
Oh my God!
Catherine, for the lulls.
Oh my goodness! I mean, yes, you've encapsulated maybe the feeling, and I don't dislike him as a person. I don't know the guy.
Yeah, he seems cool. He seems like he'd be fun to talk to.
I say this. I would love Rick Beato to be my music teacher, like a private lesson teacher.
Yes.
But I'm not going to be your friend. My private lesson teachers in college were always like this and listen to this. My college teacher, my piano teacher said, listen to Kind of Blue once a day, the whole album. Just listen to Kind of Blue every single day, Miles Davis. And I was like, this annoying idiot. Like, rest in peace. Also, rest in peace.
Oh,
But
jeez.
rest in peace to him. But it helped me so much.
Oh, I'm sorry. I snorted. Sometimes I snort when I laugh. I apologize.
I mean, but that said, it's just like, I just feel like, why not try to appreciate it? Like, why not Rick Beato? Like, why not get in the studio and try to make those songs, try to understand why people connect with those types of things, I mean, I don't know. For him to have such a big platform and just to be, as he self-titled himself, Old Man Yelling at Clouds, why do that to yourself, So, anyway.
This guy just loves being upset. Oh, I already read that. I thought we needed to read it again because it was so funny.
It's just hilarious because it's like, yeah, nobody needs your freaking, your one riff that you learned from.
Yeah, and then again, somebody said earlier, like, why not compare it to songs like what was that song, the My Love? What I don't remember, but somebody said in the chat, like, you compare it to. He's comparing it to He's comparing like older stuff to songs that clearly the goal was not to be poetic.
Yes, it's not about. It's the context of things matters, right?
Exactly, the context matters.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, Jack Harlow wasn't sitting there saying, "I'm going to create,"
the most poetic lyrics that I could. I'm gonna beat. What is it, Joni Mitchell?
Yeah, Joni
I-
Mitchell, everything.
Joni Mitchell. I'm gonna beat her, you guys. Like, she's gonna have a run for her money.
Paul says, I got a hell of a good deal on an OB6 module from a divorced dad last year. Keep them coming. It's just hilarious because it's so accurately. It gives you a picture, which is kind of sad. It kind of gives you a visual.
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you for that nice belly laugh, Catherine, stream queen.
I appreciate the lulls. Always appreciated.
Yes. So we're done. We're out of here. This was a fun, nice stream today.
It was very chill.
Yeah. We'll be back next week, everyone. I should work on a video for next week, but we'll see. Yeah, bye everyone.